Welcome back to the Rogue Wave
Your 10
podcast.
Gave our family
So Hassan was joking. Before we get into the trailer, which just flashed on there, what did you think of Star Wars Visions?
It was okay. Let's talk about the trailer.
That's it? In between this break right here, you just made a big stink about how I didn't actually ask you about Star Wars Visions.
It's an anthology from studios, different anime styles and stuff. So that's it by design is hit or miss.
Okay.
You know, some are and it depends on who's watching whether it's a hit or a miss, right? So something I say is a miss might be a big hit for a lot of other fans. It's interesting. It's really well done. You know, there's really good stuff in it, so it should be watched. There are more good ones than quote unquote not so good ones, because I don't think any of them are bad. It's just more interesting content if you have time for something that's merely interesting but not going to make a deep cultural impact on the future
never use the word
whatever.
Cultural. I never use the word cultural. I mean from a story point of view, like if it's going to make an impact in the larger story.
I'm mocking you and paraphrasing at the same time.
That's fair.
You know,
it's a fair mock.
I'm allowed to do that. That's in the format. That was in the business plan.
Yes, it's okay. It's fair. It's fair to mock. All right. This is one of my favorite segments. This is Trailer Truth or Trash. But we've revamped it, and I think we've got it to a point that is, I'd say, like perfect. Like right, if like we had to think of like what is the most perfect segment, this has to be it.
Oh, don't call it perfect. Don't
I'm not saying it's going to be executed well. I'm just saying the concept of it is fantastic.
I mean, all right, okay, never mind.
I'm warning you. Back on the trailer.
I'm just warning you the karmic damage that you could do by declaring it.
Okay.
But okay, never mind. Just go ahead.
We look back on the trailer. Now we're going to do this going forward in a much better, even in a greater way. We determined that we're gonna rate our trailers as they come out, and then we'll be able to go back to the videotape kind of thing. Like really go back to the videotape. But really, what it comes down to is we're going to watch this first trailer of Shang-Chi, and we're going to put it up against the movie. Did it live up to what the trailer was setting us up to believe? Right, so we're either going to truth it, like that trailer was truth, or we're going to trash it. So here we go. We are going to rock the trailer for everybody. It's a 2-minute little thing. We'll probably get kicked off of YouTube for showing it, but you know whatever. It's part of the deal here. Here they go. They've got this thing going on. The flag is going. 10 rings. Okay, boom. 10 rings.
If you want them to be yours one day,
and immediately
you have to show me you are strong enough to carry them.
That is definitely going to be point number one that we're going through for sure.
You are a product of all
it's all about this. Now they're staring at a mountain. Like, what does that mountain mean? There's this woman dancing. It's his mom. His mom's a good guy. His dad's a bad guy, right? Like those are the two.
Those are the impressions you're getting from just watching the trailer. Okay.
Right. All of that.
I told my men
fighting
they wouldn't be able to kill me if they
warrior,
tried.
Clearly dressed up in ancient Chinese warrior garb. Perhaps a deity? Yeah. Would you say a deity?
Glad I was right.
I would say there's some spiritual significance to that.
You're just a criminal.
So he's going to be like the big bad, is really what it comes down to. Like, you're going to get, when was the big bad, that guy's going to be Indiana Jones.
You're the speculation guy, so what I would ask by looking at that,
that's the impression I got. He's going to be the Indiana Jones. He's going to be big bad guy.
Level one.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the story.
I could never.
Yeah. Then it's like they're splashing in water, the buses are crashing, the rings flying. Oh, there's a line. I missed that in the trailer. I missed that completely.
You can't run from your past.
I just see a lot of martial arts action. He sees a dragon underwater. I felt like that was maybe like a dream sequence. Is this what you wanted? Something like that. Okay. Now he's fighting his dad. Again, so they give away the big bad. There's definitely the big bad is definitely around him. And here we go. Finally.
You got this.
The little throw in at the end of the trailer was the abomination. And it looked like he was fighting Shang-Chi, right? Like it looked like he was fighting Shang-Chi. All right.
I didn't, like, to be honest with you, when I saw that, I didn't even know that was Abomination, because he looks a little different from the way Abomination, and we haven't seen Abomination in over a decade. So,
yes. Now here's the funny part, right?
Was still around.
I remember saying that. I'm like, I had no idea that was Abomination. Of all the creatures to have been to have brought back into the Marvel Universe. I never would have guessed that. But it looked like he's fighting Shang-Chi, right? I mean, that's kind of what the trailer...
I mean, for however much thought you would give to that 1 second of imagery,
Yeah.
for sure. Why he's in an arena situation, right, as all most of our heroes end up in, as we found Logan in, as we found. I mean, like it always had. There's a Fight Club situation.
It did look like Fight Club, right?
Yeah, the character's in a state of self-flagellation, and destroying themselves and putting themselves through the ringer because of some kind of mental conundrum that they're going through, or some kind of penance. It happens a million times. So you would figure even Spider-Man was in an arena in the beginning, right?
Right.
So you'd figure that's just pretty much what the situation is. I did not know that that was Abomination, but it did clue me in that we were going to be 1 foot in the fantasy door, by watching.
Would you call it that? I would have said that would have been like the MCU door. Like the lion, which I missed completely, knocking that guy over in the original trailer. Like, I mean, we didn't do like a scene by scene breakdown, because that's just way too much effort to do. But I remember missing that in the initial trailer. Like it didn't even hit me in that initial trailer that there was a lion knocking somebody over.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if you see a giant green monster at the end of the trailer, that's, okay, obviously we're a giant green monster with fins and stuff like that. Clearly it's not the Hulk, right? So we're 1 foot in fantasy land. Plus,
I got more
there's
of a gritty vibe.
Mysticism. There's paintings coming to life. There's ninjas. Would look like ninjas, but they're really Chinese warriors. So they're not ninjas. There's accordion buses coming to pieces, in the midst of a fight in the middle of the city. So obviously, we are not dealing with a gritty, realistic Gothic, Telltale kind of situation. We're dealing with a hyper realized, superhero or fantasy aspect situation. That's what I got from it.
My initial impression of it, though, was that it was going to be more of a gritty martial arts style film, and it had a lot of that in it. And I'm not saying that it wasn't truth in the final film, but there was a lot of it that what I ended up watching on screen was so much different than what I thought was going to be in terms of the fantastical land that they inhabit. You know what I mean?
So you're saying then trash then?
Yeah, I'm gonna trash the setup. To be honest with you, yeah, I'm gonna trash the setup. So here's the thing: we got first of all, they had the intro of the rings, right? Rings versus rings, like rings on the finger.
Bracelets.
Yeah, right. They're like literally bracelets. They do an adequate job of kind of explaining that in the movie, though, as to what, he even kind of makes fun of it because of the whole Trevor Slattery thing. So, and quite frankly, it did look cooler, to be honest with you, to have them as bracelets than to just be shooting glowing.
I don't know. I've always been partial to Mandarin's rings, but I get it, and I get the shaky cultural ground that all of it stands on. So I get like tweaking it to some extent for out of respect to the culture that it's coming from. So fair enough. But they are bracelets. Bracelets in effect are rings.
Yes, they are ring shaped.
So fine. Yes, they're rings. They're configured into rings, right? So bracelets, ostensibly are rings. They're just large rings for your wrist instead of for your fingers. So fair.
I can't wait till we do
this. They
for
are the
Dune.
10 bracelets, though.
Like, I think Dune's the next one up, the next movie up.
I believe so.
Yeah,
in a couple of weeks.
See, we're gonna
Venom, right? Aren't you gonna?
Oh, that's right.
Aren't you gonna dive right into Venom?
Oh.
Which you will be doing alone because I'm not a fan fraud.
I have been waiting to do the show alone for many, many years. You just keep showing up.
I know.
I
know.
I don't know how it happens.
You keep changing the time, and I'm like, nope, I figured you out.
You zero in on that pretty fast.
Yeah.
You're like, damn it. It's like, I can't fool you.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Here are the trailer, truth or trash. Wenwu is the big bad. I'm gonna say trailer.
I would say that's. I'd say it's kind of a truth. I'd say I got that impression also, but it's kind of a truth.
It's a half truth, right?
But I mean, it's a
because he's like a sympathetic bad guy. But yeah,
yeah, but I mean, that doesn't mean that he's.
Right.
It didn't say you wouldn't have sympathy for him.
Yeah.
It just said he's going to be the bad guy.
Yep.
So that's the truth.
All right. So truth for Wenwu, painted Chinese deity warrior. Now,
did you look up what his kabuki meant? Did you do that? Did you break form and look at? No, you didn't. No. You didn't do that. All right. So
no, I want to call him Indiana Jones' secondary big bad.
You got to explain that for the uninitiated.
So in Raiders of the Lost Ark and in Temple of Doom, which you dropped a huge bomb on me when I was explaining this to you.
Didn't know. Yeah.
There's always like some big like challenge Indy had to overcome in a David versus Goliath scenario, in which the guy wasn't the big bad, but theoretically he could have killed Indiana Jones, right? I mean, a big, strong guy, and he ends up, Indiana Jones ends up outsmarting him. He gets killed by the plane.
You're referring to the muscle-bound Nazi.
Yes.
At the plane in Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yes.
And the muscle-bound thuggy cultist,
correct,
slave driver in the mine car sequence.
And you're saying it's the same dude?
Temple of Doom. That is Patrick Roach.
Wow.
That is the same actor. Who was trivia now supposed to be in Last Crusade. He Indiana Jones and his father were supposed to encounter him on the way to the plane on the Zeppelin, but they cut that scene out.
Is it a deleted scene? Do they have a deleted scene?
I don't think it's a deleted scene. I think I've seen some stuff from it. They either didn't film it or they just cut it out for time. And I've never seen that actual scene, but I know that scene was planned.
We should do a segment all on deleted scenes, and do a chart or a pie.
You mean I should do that because you're not gonna?
I'll watch the deleted scene. That's 2 minutes. It's easy. That's like hands down. Deleted scene. Boom.
But you can expect me to send them to you. I have to send them to you so you.
Well,
can
no,
watch
I have the box set of Indy. I could definitely do a deleted scene for that if they have them on there.
Yeah, we could do that. Okay,
it's got to be on
definitely
YouTube.
Do that.
Right? It's got to be on YouTube. I'm gonna declare this is the very first Rogue Matter contest, even though it's not really officially a contest at all.
Oh man!
Send us the best deleted scenes, and we will review them on the show. That's it.
Tell them where to send it.
I don't know. Actually, I have no idea. I told you it's not official. They can just Facebook us. Come on. Look, in this day and age of communication, look, there's like 3 people that watch us anyway, and they're all friends of ours. So I mean, it's not like we need, It's not like they don't know how to get in touch with us. It'll be like, well, surprise, Steve Hovecki and Brian Everham won the contest.
Exactly.
With maybe a David
just give it to them
in there.
Just give them the prize without even having them play.
The prize is that we get to review these deleted scenes. That's the prize.
No, it's the prize is for us, right? The prize is we get free content. Like, oh yeah, look at we got to spend.
But they get to be part of it.
Excellent.
See? That's what it comes down to.
Interactivity is a big thing, I guess, with the kids. Yeah, I suppose so.
Right. So Kabuki Warrior, I don't think he ended up that was trailer trash, right? Because he was set up in the film as that secondary big bad, but in the trailer, but I don't think it delivered that. Am I wrong to trash that?
Yeah, I guess he was more of a red herring than he was a big obstacle. I would agree with you.
Okay. And the final,
unfortunately,
trailer truth or trash question: gritty, grounded martial arts film, mystical fantasy land.
I would have to say I would have to defy you on this because I didn't get the impression it was going to be gritty martial arts film. I got the impression it was just going to be a big budget fantasy extravaganza with magic and on par theoretically with perhaps Doctor Strange, where it's going to be a lot of optical illusions and a lot of light show mysticism. But I didn't expect it to be like the Raid Redemption or something like that, or Hard Boiled or anything like that. That didn't give me that impression by any stretch of the imagination.
All right.
So
I'm going to say trailer trash. I think it went into Fantasyland. Like I expect Marvel Universe style like fights with glowy things, which is the Marvel Universe stock and trade, and there was plenty of glowy things. But I expected more of like the bus scenes. I thought the Fight Club would have been, part of the storyline where it was more of like a set decoration a little bit, and then to go into the mystical fantasy world with the giant lions and the scruffy, pillow that Trevor Slattery was with wings that he was talking to the whole time, the stuffed animal with wings. It definitely that trailer to me was a trailer trash in terms of what the movie ended up being. Not saying it was bad, just in terms of what it set up. I would say trailer trash. You're gonna go trailer truth.
I'm gonna say truth. That's my 2 cents on it.
Overall,
I believe it established exactly what it was meant to establish, and it gave you a perfect impression of the cinematic experience that this extravaganza was trying to convey to the average audience of nimrods and fools and idiots who don't really read comic books. So yeah, that was my impression. I believe that this trailer is all true.
All right. Well, let us know what you think. Comment on the Facebook feed, comment on the YouTube feed. When you download this podcast during the week on any of the major podcasting apps that we are on, feel free to still somehow message us or communicate with us, because it's social media. I'm sure you absolutely can. I think our Twitter handles are literally right there in the bottom there. So you can. There are ways to send us stuff. See, I want to say I was smart.
Don't out us.
No, but it's like literally, it's like there every single.
Should...
I know this is episode 1 of season 2, but it's literally there every single time. And just so Steve doesn't have to go back and wait till the show is over to go back in time, go check out the new Rogue Matter featuring Steve Hovacki's McBride and Groom issue 1. It is locked and loaded, ready for you to read.
Yeah, but I think he's signed off now because we were talking about Shang-Chi, and he hasn't seen Shang-Chi yet.
Oh,
so yeah, so I think he bailed. He'll come back. By the time he comes back, he'll be done with the commercial again.
Oh my God! All right, well, when we come back, we've got not one but 2 amazing guests, not all at once. We caught up last week with Victor Dandridge, co-host of Wednesday Forever, which is another great podcast that's on the Rogue Matter Network. We are unleashing the second half of season 1 the Sunday after Comic-Con, so you get to check it out there. But we brought him on so we could do a Wednesday Forever with you, Hassan, and pick your favorite comic book that inspired you when you were young, because Wednesday Forever is all about the comics that inspired a generation. So when we come back, we've got Victor Dandridge, Wednesday Forever. Do I give it away, or do I tease with the name of the book?
Nah. Let them watch it.
All right, when we come back. Hi guys, Mike Dolce here from the Rogue Wave podcast. If you like this video, please feel free to like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. It really helps us out. Leave a comment, let us know what you'd like to see in future episodes, and tune in every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, for a brand new episode of the Rogue Wave podcast.